will never know hunger, and salt, so this life will always have flavor.
And wine, so that joy and prosperity may reign forever. Enter the Martini Castle.
You can't dismiss this daily park anymore, Mr. Potter. It's cutting deeper and deeper into your rental profits.
The Bailey family's been a boil on my neck long enough.
Mr. Bailey's just arrived, sir.
Good. Tell them to wait. Go on.
As you know, they built up a whole new subdivision out next to the cemetery. Dozens and dozens of the craziest little homes you ever saw. I'm thinking seriously of purchasing one myself.
Don't you dare.
The point is, Mr. Potter, 90% of the residents used to pay rent to you. Now, if I were you, Mr. Potter...
Well, you are not me.
As I say, I'm just a lowly bank examiner. But if you're not careful, one of these days...
I am a busy man, Miss Carter. I haven't time for idle conjecture. Good day. Cut into my revenues, will you? But I'll show you a trick or two, Mr. Bailey.
Yes, sir?
Send Bailey here.
Right away. Mr. Bailey, Mr. Potter will see you now.
Thank you. Why, good morning, George. It's so good to see you again.
Mr. Potter, this is an unusual request.
Now, what's that?
You calling me to your office.
Oh, I don't know what's so unusual about it. I just thought the two of us ought to get better acquainted. Here, have a cigar.
It's quite a start.
You like it? I'll send you a box.
Well, I suppose I'll find out sooner or later, but why did you call me down here, Mr. Potter?
That's just what I like so much about you. George, I'm an old man, and most people hate me. Of course, I don't like them either, so that makes it all easy. You know just as well as I that I run practically everything in this town. Everything, that is, except the Bailey building alone. You know also that for a number of years I've been trying to get control of it. Or kill it. But I haven't been able to. You have been stopping me. In fact, you have beaten me, George, and as anyone in this county can tell you, that takes some doing. Take during the Depression, for instance. You and I were the only two who kept our heads. You saved the building alone, and I saved all the rest.
Well, most people say you stole the rest.
The envious ones say that, George, the suckers. Now, I've stated my side quite frankly. Let's take a look at your side. Young man, 27, 28, married, making, say, 40 a week.
45.
45. Out of which, after supporting your wife and your mother and paying your bills, you're able to keep, say, 10, if you skip. Child or two comes along, and you won't even be able to save the 10. Now, if this young man of 28 was a common, ordinary yokel, I'd say he was doing just fine. But George Bailey is not a common, ordinary yokel. He's a smart, intelligent, ambitious young man who hates his job, who hates the building almost as much as I do. A young man who's been dying to get out on his own ever since the day he was born. A young man, the smartest in the crowd, mind you. A young man who has to sit by and watch his friends go places because he's trapped. Yes, sir, trapped into frittering his life away playing nursemaid to a lot of garlic haters. Now, do I paint an accurate picture, or do I exaggerate?
Well, what's your point, Mr. Potter?
My point is I want to hire you.
Hire me?
Yes, I want you to manage my affairs, run my properties. George, I'll start you off at $20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year?
You wouldn't mind living in the nicest house in town, buying your wife a lot of fine clothes, one or two business trips a year to New York, maybe once in a while Europe. You wouldn't mind that, would you, George?
Would I? Now, you're not talking to anyone else in here, are you? You know who you're talking to, right? This is George Bailey.
Oh, yes. George Bailey, whose ship has just come in, provided he has the brains enough to climb aboard.
Well, what about the building loan?
Oh, confound it, man. Are you afraid of success? I'm offering you a 3-year contract starting at $20,000 a year. Is it a deal, or isn't it?
Well, I know I had to jump at the chance, but I was wondering if you could give me 24 hours to think it over.
Oh, sure. You go on home and talk it over with your wife.
I would like that.
Meantime, I'll draw up the papers.
All right.
Okay, George.
Okay, Mr. Potter. No, I don't need to think about it. I know what the answer is going to be. The answer is no. No, doggone it. While you sit there and you spin your little web and you think the whole world revolves around you and your money. Well, it doesn't, Mr. Potter. And the whole vast configuration of things, why, I would say you're nothing more than a screwy little spider, you. And that goes for you too. And that goes for you too.
Hi.
Hi.
Been a rough day? Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out?
Mary Hatch, why'd you marry a guy like me?
To keep from being an old maid.
But you could have married Sam Wainwright or anyone else in town.
I didn't want to marry anyone else in town. I want my baby to look like you.
But you didn't even get a honeymoon. And I promised you that I would... Wait. Your what?
My baby.
Mary, are you saying you're on the nest?
In a manner of speaking.
Well, is it a boy or a girl?
You were on top of the world that day, George Bailey. You
Couldn't have been happy. Well, that was nearly 10 years ago. We've been divorced since then.
Yes, we have. Mary didn't have just one beautiful child. She gave you 4 beautiful children. And your brother Harry, he joined the Navy and he became a hero. Got the Congressional Medal of Honor. President decorates Harry Bailey.
That was the headline for this morning's paper.
That's correct. That's what it was this morning, and that's when it all started, isn't it, George? Day before Christmas, about 10 o'clock in the morning, you had gone out to buy the Christmas wreath, and Uncle Billy, oh yes, Uncle Billy had gone to the bank.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Local boy wins Congressional Medal of Honor. Harry Bailey to be decorated by President.
Here, give me one of those. Now, those Bailey boys again. Well, good morning, Mr. Potter. What's in the news? Well. Harry Bailey wins the congressional medal. That wouldn't be one of the Bailey boys now, would it? You can't seem to keep those Baileys down now, can you, Mr. Potter? How does Slacker George feel about it? Very jealous. Oh, yes, very jealous. He only busted 3 buttons off of his desk. But you know, Slacker George would have won 2 of those medals if he'd been allowed to serve. I know, he has a bad ear. That's right. You see, Potter, some people like George had to stay home. Not all hills were in Germany and Japan. Give me back my paper. Go buy your own if you want to drool all over it. What's this? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look at this. Why not? Yes. Why not? Hurry! Take me straight to the bank.
Extra, read all about it.
Hurry, George, it's Mary. I'm on distance from Washington.
Harry, what do you know about that?
He reversed the charges. That's okay.
What do you mean, is it okay? For a hero? Hello? Harry? Oh, why you old 7 kinds of a 7 of a gun. Congratulations. How's Mother standing it? Oh, she did? Mother had lunch with the president's wife.
Wait, Bill, here's about this. What they have to eat?
What they have to eat, Harry? Oh, you should see what they're cooking up for you here in town. Oh, they are? Oh, the Navy's gonna fly Mother home this afternoon.
In a plane.
What's that? Uncle Billy? Has Uncle Billy come in yet?
No, he's got to the bank first.
He's not in right now, Harry, but listen. Oh, yeah, tell me about it. Oh, they did?
Well, let's hear it here.
Well,
Bank examiner.
Harry, here, talk to Tilly again for a minute, will you? I'll just be a minute. Oh, hello, bud.
George, can I speak to you for a moment?
Oh, sure, just step right in my office. I'll be in just a minute. Good morning, Miss...
Carter, bank examiner.
Miss Carter. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
We're all kind of excited around here. My brother just received the Congressional Medal of Honor. The president just decorated him.
Well, I guess they do those things sometimes. I trust you had a good year?
Good year? Well, between you and me, Miss Carter, we're broke.
Very funny.
Now, just come right on in, Miss Carter. We have everything laid out for you.
Although I shouldn't wonder when you okay reverse charges on personal long-distance calls.
George, should I hang up?
Nobody wants to talk to Uncle Billy. Just hold on for a moment.
Now, if you cooperate, I'd like to be finished with you by tonight. I want to spend Christmas with my sister and her family.
Oh, I don't blame you at all, Miss Carter. Here, just step right into Uncle Billy's office. It's everything laid out for you.
Hurry, Uncle Bill. Long distance from Washington.
Not now. I can't speak to anyone right now.
But it's your nephew, Harry, remember? Here's your Uncle Billy, Harry.
Hello? Hello? Yes? Harry! Yes? Everything? Everything is fine.
Mr. Bailey?
What? Oh, yes?
Oh, another Mr. Bailey. Well, you'll do fine, possibly better. May I see you here for a moment? I have some questions.
Who, me? Oh, dear, dear. Well, I'll be right there. Where's George?
In his office with Violet Peterson.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I need to see him as soon as he gets out.
Character? If I had any character, I'd...
It takes a lot of character to leave one's hometown and start all over again.
No, George, don't.
Well, you're broke, aren't you?
But
Well, what do you want to do? You want to sell that fur and hawk that hat? You want to walk to New York? You know they charge for rent up there and food, the same as they do here in Bedford Falls.
yeah, sure.
That's a loan. That's my business, building a loan. Besides, I know you'll get a job soon. Good luck to you, Violet.
I'm glad I know you, George Bailey.
Say hello to New York for me.
Yeah, sure. I will.
What the? Oh. Merry Christmas, Vi.
Merry Christmas, George.
Mr. Bailey, there seems to be a problem here.
Problem? What do you mean?
Oh, George, can I speak to you for a moment alone?
What is it, Uncle Billy?
George,
What?
oh dear, was that your bad ear?
No, I heard you.
Oh, you heard me then.
Yes, and how much? That much? Now, Uncle Billy, did you buy anything?
Nothing, not even a stick of gum.
And are you sure you had it with you?
Yes, I was counting it, I think.
You think? Uncle Billy, we have to find that money.
I'm no good to you, George.
Now listen to me. Do you have any secret hiding places in your house? Some place where you could have hid the money. Some place where you could have hid that amount of money.
No, nothing like that.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Think.
I have been thinking, George. I have. And I can't think anymore. It hurts.
Listen to me, you silly, stupid old fool. Where's that money? You know what this means? This means bankruptcy and scandal and prison.
No.
That's what this means. One of us is going to jail because of this, and it's not going to be me.
Hello, darling.
Hello, Dad.
How do you like it?
That's true.
Bless you. Did you bring the wreath?
Yeah, Dad, did you bring the Christmas tree?
Wreath? What wreath?
The Christmas wreath for the window.
No, I left at the office.
Is it snowing?
Yeah, it just started.
Well, where's your coat and hat?
Oh, I left them at the office.
What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. Everything's fine.
Well, isn't it wonderful about Harry? We're famous, George. I bet I've received 50 calls today about the parade.
Must she keep playing that?
She's practicing for a party tonight, Daddy.
Mom says we can stay up till midnight and sing Christmas carols.
You can stay up too, Daddy.
Dad, the Browns next door have a new car. You should see it.
Well, what's the matter with our car? Isn't it good enough for you?
Yes, Dad.
Better hurry and shave, George. The families will be here soon.
Families? I don't want families here. Zuzu, what's the matter with you?
Oh, she's got a cold. Caught it on her way home from school. They gave her a flower for a prize, and she didn't want to crush it, so she didn't button up her coat. Go to bed, darling.
I want to get my flower today.
Well, what do you have, a sore throat or what?
Just a cold. The doctor says it's nothing.
The doctor, was the doctor here?
Yes, I called him right away. He says it's nothing to worry about.
Well, are you running a temperature, little one?
I don't think so.
Just a teensy one. 99.6. She'll be all right.
Well, you better get back to bed. Your feet are gonna get cold.
My flower, she needs to pay.
Now?
I'll bring a vase with water up in a minute. Now run along.
It's this drafty house. Surprised we all don't have pneumonia. It's like we're living in a barn. Like we're living in a refrigerator. Why do we have to stay in this measly crummy town anyway?
George,
What's wrong? Dad, how do you spell hallelujah?
How am I supposed to know? Ask your mother.
Hello?
I'll get it. Hello? Yes, this is Mrs. Bailey. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Welch. Yeah, I'm sure she'll be all right. The doctor says she ought to be out of bed in time to have a Christmas dinner.
Is that Zuzu's teacher?
Yes.
Let me talk to her. Hello? Hello, Mrs. Welch? This is George Bailey. I'm Zuzu's father. Say, what kind of teacher are you anyway? Let her walk home like that half naked.
George.
Do you realize you could have got pneumonia on account of you?
George.
Is this what we pay our taxes for? To have silly, stupid, careless teachers who let our kids walk home without any clothes on?
George.
You know, my kids might not be the most decent dressed. They make all that stupid.
Hello, Mrs. Welch. I want to go. Hello? She's hung up.
I'll hang her up. I'll get it. Hello? Hello, who's this? Oh, it's Mr. Welch. I'm so glad you called. This gives me a chance to tell you what I really think about your wife.
George.
Oh yeah, Mr. Welch? One time you think you're married enough, you just... Hello? Hello? He hung up.
Dad, how do you spell Frankinson?
How am I supposed to know? What do you think I am, a dictionary? Jamie, haven't you learned that silly, stupid song and you keep playing it over and over and over again? Now stop it! Stop it! I'm in trouble, Mr. Potter. Through some sort of accident, my company shorted their accounts. The bank examiner said this morning. I need to raise $8,000 immediately.
Oh, so that's what the reporters wanted to talk to you about.
The reporters?
Yes, they called me up from your building alone. Oh, there's someone there from the DA's office, too. He's looking for you.
Oh, please help me, Mr. Potter. Won't you please help me? What, can't you see this means to my wife and my kids? I'll pay any sort of interest, any sort of bonus on the loan. Why, do you still want the building alone? I would...
George, could there possibly be some slight discrepancy in the books?
No, sir. There's nothing wrong with the books. I've just misplaced $8,000. I can't find it anywhere.
You misplaced $8,000.
Yes, sir.
Have you notified the police?
Well, no, sir. No, sir, I haven't. I don't want the publicity. Oh, Harry's homecoming tomorrow.
Sure, they're going to believe that one. What have you been doing, George? Playing the market with the company's money?
No, sir. No, sir, I haven't.
Well, what is it? A woman, then? You know it's all over town that you've been giving money to Violet Peterson.
What?
Not that it makes any difference to me, but why did you come to me? Why didn't you ask Sam Wainwright for the money?
Oh, I can't get a hold of him. He's in Europe.
Well, what about all your other friends?
Well, they don't have that kind of money, Mr. Potter. You're the only man in town who could help me.
I see. I've suddenly become quite important. Well, what kind of security would I have, George? Do you have any stocks?
No, sir.
Any bonds, real estate, collateral of any kind?
I have an insurance policy, a life insurance policy, $15,000,
Oh, all right. And what's your equity in it?
$500.
$500. Hey, look at you. You used to be so cocky. You were going to go out and conquer the world. You once called me a warped, frustrated old man. What are you but a warped, frustrated young man? A miserable little clerk crawling in here on your hands and knees and begging for help. No securities, no stocks, no bonds, just a measly little $500 equity in a life insurance policy. Why, you're worth more dead than alive. Why don't you go out to the riffraff you love so much and ask them to give you $8,000? You know why? Because they've run you out of town on a rail. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you, George Bailey. Seeing as the bank examiner is still in town, and as a shareholder in the building loan, I'm going to swear out a warrant for your arrest. Misappropriation of funds, manipulation, malfeasance.
No.
Oh, you go on ahead, George. You can't hide in a little town like this.
God, you gotta help me out here.
George? George Bailey. Is that you? Come and sing with us.
Not tonight, Mr. Martini.
Did you just say George Bailey? That's right. This is Mr. George Bailey, brother of the young man who's just given the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Oh! And the next time you talk to my wife like that, you'll get worse. She cried for an hour and wouldn't even come out with us tonight.
That's enough, Mr. Welch.
Isn't it enough she slaves all day teaching your stupid kids to read and write? You have to go and bawl her out?
Mr. Welch.
I'm going home.
Oh, come on, everybody. It's Christmas Eve, and we're supposed to be spreading joy and goodwill.
Yeah, aren't we going to sing anymore?
Of course we are. Come on, everybody. God rest you, gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
Are you okay, George?
I'll be all right, Ernie.
You sure? Do you want me to take you home?
I'm sure, Ernie. I'm just waiting here for somebody. Go on with your friends. Where's my life insurance policy?
Your what?
I'm fine, Ernie. Please, just leave me alone.
Ernie, are you coming?
I'll be right there. You sure, George?
I'm sure, Ernie. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, George.
God, dear Father in heaven, if you're up there and you can hear me, please show me the way. Please. At the end of my rope, please, just show me the way.
And that's where I came in.
You mean you heard my prayer all the way up there?
Oh, yours and over a dozen others. You'd be surprised how many people are concerned about you, George.
And after they find out that I've ruined their lives.
Oh, you haven't ruined their lives. Besides, it wasn't even your fault.
I'm president of the company. Ask Potter, he'll tell you.
Oh, and you think killing yourself would make everybody happy.
Well, I don't know. I suppose it'd be better if I was never even born at all.
What did you say?
I said I wish I was never born.
Oh, you mustn't say things like that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That just might work. What do you think? All right. All right. You got your wish. You've never been born. Fuss about it.
What'd you say?
I said you haven't been born. You don't have any obligations, you don't have any worries, you don't have an $8,000 to find, you don't have any Potter chasing you with the sheriff.
Say something else in that ear.
Sure, you can hear out of it.
Wish you a Merry Christmas.
I never heard anything in that ear since I was a
Wish
kid.
you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry
Two more suckers over there. Let's go sing to them.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Dominic?
That's right. That's my name. This is my poison. What's up?
Mr. Martini, don't you recognize me?
Dominic, he knows your name. Now we gotta sing.
Where's Mrs. Martini? Where's your wife?
She's at home. They're all at home. And that's what makes this a Merry Christmas. Doesn't it, Jim?
But I just saw her a minute ago. Her and a bunch of other women and children too.
What? Where? You're not about to snitch at us, are you?
Oh, wait a minute. I know you. You're the one who hit me just a minute ago.
I did? Did you hear that? I already hit him. Did it hurt? Here, let me try it again.
Oh, come on, leave the sucker alone. He's in worse shape than we are.
Look out, here comes that panhandler again.
Oh, come on, let's get out.
Hey, maybe you got a dime or two you can spare? Or a drink, I'll sell for a drink.
Mr. Gallup, what happened? It's George Bailey. Don't you recognize me?
I recognize that man, and I don't trust him.
But Mr. Gower, you own the corner drugstore. I used to work for you when I was a kid. You have to remember.
Now I know I don't like you. That rumhead spent 20 years in jail for poisoning a kid.
That's right. And if you know him, you must be a jailbird yourself. Come on, man, let's get out of here. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Wait.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Wait for me.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
You see, George, you weren't there to stop Gower from putting the poison in the capsule.
What do you mean I wasn't there? I remember distinctly. Look, just who are you anyway?
I've told you, George, I am your guardian angel.
I don't get it.
It's what you asked for. It's what you wanted. Don't you understand? It's all because you haven't been born.
Not born?
No.
Well, if I wasn't born, then who am I?
You're nobody. You have no identity.
What do you mean I have no identity? I'm George Bailey. I was born right here on July 12, 1907, here in Bedford Falls.
Well, you'll find no record of it. You have no birth certificate. And besides, this isn't Bedford Falls. This is Pottersville.
Pottersville? No, it can't be.
No, I'm afraid so. and there's no George Bailey, there never has been a George Bailey. You see, you've been granted a great wish, a chance to see what the world would be like without you.
Violet!
That's what they call me.
Oh, am I so glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you too. New in town. Who gave you my name?
I'm George.
Of course you are. And if anyone asks, I've never seen or even heard of you before.
But you have. I'm George Bailey. We grew up together.
I don't think so. But I sure wish we had.
Violet, you have to remember.
Well, I've gone all night. Do you want to tell me about it?
Well, your name is Violet Peterson. You were born in 1910. No, it was 1911. And you graduated here from local high school.
Wait a minute. What are you, some sort of private eye? Should have known. Don't you guys ever give it a rest? It's Christmas Eve, for God's sake.
You don't understand.
Yes, I do. Oh, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. It's my motto.
Violet.
So why don't you give it a rest and get out of here?
Violet.
Or I'll make a telephone call, George, or whatever your name is.
Violet.
Merry Christmas.
Violet! Bailey boarding. What is going on here?
Well, what do you want? The room you're looking for. I've no vacancies.
Please let me in. I'm lost. I need to sort things out. Please, just let me in.
I said I've no vacancies. Besides, I don't rent rooms to strangers, unless, of course, they've been referred by someone I know. Try Maple Street, 165 Maple.
But I know your brother-in-law, Uncle Billy.
How do you know him?
I've seen him around.
When? When did you see him around?
Today, over at his house.
Why, that's a lie. He's been in the state asylum for the past 5 years. Ever since he lost his business.
And your son. I know your son, Harry.
My only son fell through the ice and died at the age of 9.
No, that's a lie. Harry went to war. He's a hero. He won the Congressional Medal of Honor, and he's coming home tomorrow.
I'm going to call the police.
Strange, isn't it? Each man's life touches so many other lives. And when he isn't around, he leaves an empty hole, doesn't he?
Harry went to war. He saved every man on that transport.
Every man on that transport died because Harry wasn't there, because you weren't there to save Harry. Don't you see? You really had a wonderful life, George. You shouldn't be throwing it all away.
Clarence.
Yes, George.
Where's Mary?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I should tell you that.
Where is she?
You're not going to like it, George. I better not say anything.
Tell me where she is.
Is she alive? Yes, she's alive, but she's not the same Mary you know. Things have changed. Mary, no. There has got to be a better way for me to get my wings.
Mary.
Who are you and what do you want?
Mary, it's me, George.
Get away from me or I'll scream.
Mary, what happened to us?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mary, just look at me. I'm your husband, George.
Don't touch me.
Mary,
Please,
I'm your husband, George.
I can't stand it.
Mary. Oh, Clarence, please, just give me back. I don't care what happens to me. Just give me back to my wife and my kids. Please, Clarence, please. I want to live again. I want to live again.
No, you haven't. I've been all over town looking for you. Half the town's been out looking for you.
Mary? Aunt Mary?
Yeah, Mary called, and your Uncle Billy and Mr. Martini, even your mother called. What's going on, George?
What's going on? Well, take a look around you, Bert. It's breathing. It's moving. It's alive. Oh, Merry Christmas, Bert.
I think, I better take you home.
No, I'm fine. Honestly, I'm fine. Mary! Mary!
Mr. Bailey, you have a deficit we must talk about.
I know, I'm going to jail. Isn't it great? Merry Christmas! Have you seen my wife? Mary! 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 Oh, this wonderful dress, house. Mary! Mary! Have you seen my wife?
Merry Christmas!
Oh, my kids! Oh, my wonderful kids! Oh, I can just eat you up. Where's your mother?
Be with Uncle Billy.
Oh, Jane, Susan, Tommy, oh, Pino, my wonderful kids.
Darling.
Oh, hallelujah.
Hello.
Mary!
George, darling, where have you been?
Oh, you have no idea what happened to me.
You have no idea what happened. Now help me move this table. Now you stand over here, right here. Don't move. Come in, Uncle Billy, Bert, everyone in here.
Isn't it wonderful? Mary did it, George. She told a few people you were in trouble, and they scattered all over town looking for money. People didn't ask any questions. They just said, if George is in trouble, count me in. I've never seen anything like it.
Was this another run on the bank charge?
I wouldn't have a roof over my head without you, George. Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad to do it, George.
Anytime for you, Mr. Bailey.
Yeah. I made the rounds of all my charges.
I changed my mind. I'm not going to go.
Everybody, quiet. This just came from London. Mr. Gower cables, you need cash. Stop. My office instructed to advance you up to $25,000. Stop. Merry Christmas, Sam Wainwright.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy.
Harry! George! Looks like I got here just in time. Anyone got any wine? Champagne? I'd like to make a toast to my big brother George, the richest man in town. Wait a minute. Some crazy old man handed me this at the airport. Told me to hand it to you personally.
Tom Sawyer? Who would give you a beat-up copy of Tom Sawyer?
Dear George, remember, no man is a failure who has friends. Thanks for the wings. Love, Clarence. It's a Christmas present from a very dear friend of mine. Just like all of you. Merry Christmas!
Merry